What's up, guys? It's Ryder here from Toys with Attitude on the Big Bang Network. So I want to talk about Power Rangers Spy Central a little bit today. A bit of an update video, which basically just sort of like a planner for what will come after episode 3. So as you are probably wondering, yeah, the episode, you're probably thinking, is this an announcement? Is the episode coming tonight? Is it coming tomorrow night? Unfortunately, no. And it was actually supposed to come out tonight, and I'm so sorry, guys, that it's just not gonna premiere tonight. We have had some filming difficulties, more just sort of in general, the whole cast. It's just a bit of a delay issue. Things are just starting to start back up, and people are just a bit more busy now. So filming is just a bit delayed. We are trying to get this episode up maybe next week. We can shoot for maybe a Monday or Tuesday, possibly Wednesday at the latest. But most likely we'll go with the Tuesday if all filming will be done. Filming is supposed to finish up for our Blue and Yellow Rangers on Saturday. So I think that by Monday or Tuesday I should have the whole episode edited. If you didn't know already, myself and just a few of the guys here, like we got Axel and we have Knox, they help me with some of the editing, but mainly I do most of the editing. So, and I pretty much can get through most of this because I've got my stuff done, I've got Ram scenes done, so basically everything is kind of coming together as of right now, but it just, we've had a bit of a delay. I really highly apologize, and I'm very sorry once again, but I promise we'll get it done. And it will happen, and I think you're going to love it. So, I don't want to tell you guys too much about this episode, but we'll basically just say that it is Yellow Ranger's debut, which is very true. That's number one. Number two, we are, it's just sort of like a shooting off point for the whole story that is going to be built around this. Jace and Gosei are not on a great relationship in this episode. Max is helping Sam in this episode. The villains finally we see at least one villain truly, we see this one villain in this episode really shoot up and grow and being like, I have something, and it's not Grum. Grum is not this villain, but there is a villain in this episode where we get to really see, maybe this guy will end up being the big bad of the whole season, not Grum. Right now, everyone's probably thinking, oh, it's Grum. Grum will not be the big bad of the season. He is actually going to be more of a puppet master. And we will sort of get rid of Grum soon. He obviously won't be destroyed because he will be the main villain of S.P.D, and we already know that. But we are going to sort of explain how he gets there. So make sure you keep a really close eye for the villains. We get some really nice Ram stuff in this episode, and we are actually going to be getting a lot more Ram backstory. We will find out who Jace's father is, kind of in this episode. The audience will, but the characters in the show won't, and that has to do with a choice Jace has to make, and that goes back to the reason this episode is called The Choice. So really, it's a lot of fun. It's a great episode. Most of this was written by Bryce Sharkman, our executive producer and Blue Ranger, so he did a great job writing this one. I, of course, helped edit a bit, but this is corely written by him, so big shout-outs to him. He's doing a great job. But, like I said, everything's taken a lot of time, especially right now because things are really, just starting up again. We're getting into the fall season, shows are starting back up, work is getting, there's a big work season. Classes are starting back up again. It's just like, there's a lot to get through. There's a lot to do. So, expect this, this episode, we're shooting for sometime next week. That's all I'm going to say. And here's the other thing I'm going to say. If it doesn't happen, I don't exactly know what to say about that, but this episode will happen eventually, but most likely we were going for next week. Hopefully it's going to happen next week, and if not, well, then I'll make another video talking about either why or how we're going to fix this or something like that. So, really excited for that. But here's what we're going at. Here's what the schedule after episode 3. So, after episode 3 comes out, that is obviously going to be our 3rd episode in the season, and it's somewhat following the pattern of an episode a month. So, like I was saying, how everything's starting back up, classes start towards next week for me, and then I have full-time work, and then I have YouTube, and then I've got, just things in general. So my schedule is going to be packed up. Bryce's schedule is going to be packed up, and Becca's schedule is going to be packed up. So that's your core cast right there. So it seems that we will be taking somewhat of a short hiatus. Now, it's not going to be a 5-month-long Dino Charge hiatus, I promise. That's not happening. But if an episode doesn't end up coming out in September, then hopefully it will come out in October. So we're shooting for an episode a month. But I'm just telling you guys, if it doesn't happen, you're just going to have to be somewhat patient. Like I said, things take time. Even now, filming was delayed a week. So it's just like things just happen and go on. So just, if you're a fan of the show, just all I'm asking is stick with us until we get everything sorted out on a regular-based schedule. More towards the holiday season, you'll see more episodes at a constant, pace and rate. But, we have a lot of big stuff happening in these next few episodes after episode 3. Episode 5 is called We're Golden, and we're going back in time. We're going back in time to find our Gold Ranger. And then the episode after that, we've got a big Silver Ranger episode, which our Silver Ranger is a hybrid Robo Knight. It's going to be so awesome. You guys are going to love it. Episode 7, can't talk too much about that because that's a big turning point. Episode 8, basically, episode 8 is literally, it should just be called Power Rangers Ram, because episode 8 is literally all about Ram. So that's a lot of fun. And then we have our 2-part finale, episode 9 and 10, Operation Power Rangers. And, there's so much you guys are going to love. And I absolutely can't wait. We have our Gold Ranger cast. We have our Silver Ranger voice cast. We are working on casting Jace's father right now, which we can't reveal yet. You guys will somewhat get an idea. Make sure you just stick around towards the very, very end of this episode. It's a lot of fun. And you might be a little confused because you might see a familiar name, but I promise everything will be explained. We're not going to pull a Megaforce Gosei on you where he says, where Jake asks him, hey, how come my key's not black? And then Gosei goes, well, there's a simple explanation for that. Well, what the hell's that explanation? We're not going to pull any of that crap on you guys. Everything that happens in this series will have an explanation. And we're going to try to explain the unexplained things from Power Rangers in this series. So yeah, like I'm saying, just try to stick with us. Everything's going to happen and come out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And honestly, I can't wait. Bryce can't wait. Jason can't wait. It's just a lot of fun overall. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. And make sure you watch Power Rangers Spy Central, hopefully coming out next week. I'm Ryder, and thanks for watching.